State Representative Denise Garlick presented a community report form to a well-attended audience of Needham residents at Town Hall on February 11th. She discussed her achievements from last year as well as her future plans for the 13th Norfolk District. Here's Joe Saventino with the details.
During her community report, State Representative Denise Garlick focused on three major areas, which included legislation, the town budget, and constituent services. In her discussion on legislation, she talked about her fight to save transportation services, such as the 59 bus, which goes from Needham Junction to Watertown, as well as a service known as The Ride, used for seniors and people with disabilities. She currently continues her work to save the Saturday commuter rail, used by approximately 882 people, which the MBTA suspended last summer to address a budget deficit.
Those 882 people, many of them are coming from Boston, Jamaica Plain, Rosendale, West Roxbury, into Needham. They work at our nursing homes, they work in our assisted living places, they work at Roach Brothers, they work at the community hospital. So that Saturday train is worth fighting for, and we'll continue that struggle there.
One of the highlights in her discussion regarding the town budget was her ability to get $100,000 in funding for a new senior center during a difficult economic time.
And ultimately, we funded the senior center under the levy, which means we funded it without an override. And that was incredibly meaningful to the chairman of Ways and Means in this difficult time when towns and municipalities are struggling for resources.
In her discussion regarding constituent services, she focused on an emergency preamble she helped pass, making utility companies like NSTAR more accountable to the State Department of Public Utilities and how they work with residents. This preamble put a temporary stop to NSTAR's tree cutting plan, which nearly affected the backyards of approximately 200 Needham residents.
In Needham, the transmission lines were put in along the railroad line. The railroad line runs through the heart of the town, so they're talking about clear cutting through the heart of our town. So we're going to have to stay vigilant on this, and we're going to have to do the best we can to ensure the integrity of the transmission lines and the culture of our community.
Some of her goals for next year include working towards getting more money for education and transportation services. At the end of her forum, she took questions from attendees and encouraged anyone with further questions to contact her. For the Needham Channel News, I'm Joe Sorrentino.